Test, test. Boom shakalaka, what is going on everyone? Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's episode we are going to talk about how to go from broke to a millionaire in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies this bull cycle. If you want to find out, stay tuned. What's up guys, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's episode is a much requested topic, how to make the most out of this bull cycle. How do you actually take it and make the most money and get the absolute best? And more so, once you have profits, when do you actually take them out? When do you have an exit strategy? So guys, before we get into that, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Now, since we haven't done it in a while, and because my dad requested I do one, today we're going to do mostly a fireside chat style video. In case you guys haven't been around the channel for a while, we used to do fireside chats all the freaking time, so let's do it. Now, beside the roaring fire, let's figure this out. So Bitcoin so far has had a repeating cycle. Basically what happens is we have a bull run, we find a new all-time high, and then price drops somewhere around 90%. We bottom out about a year after the all-time high, and then over the next 2 years we come back up, surpass that previous all-time high, and then go on to a new all-time high, usually within about 6 months to a year. So we are just in the most exciting part of that cycle right now, where we've just recently, back in December, broke a previous all-time high of $20,000. Now we're already double that with Bitcoin. Everybody's waiting for alt season, and the fireworks are just starting to show up. Now, that being said, how best do you make use of what's going on right now? Well, first thing is you've got to be in the markets, period. If you're not invested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you're just going to miss out. Like, sure, trying to time the markets, it's just retarded. You know, I'll just be honest with you. There's no benefit to timing the markets. Everybody who wants to buy the dip, you're a bunch of dipshits, okay? You can't time the markets. It's been shown time and time again. You just end up missing out. Like everybody who's waiting for Bitcoin to come back down to $20,000 or to $3,000 or whatever it is, it's unlikely to happen if it were ever to happen. But more than that, we have some stuff going on right now, and I'll show you. I'll break out of fireside chat mode every once in a while just to show you some interesting charts. But we have some interesting stuff going on with Bitcoin at the current time. So first thing is we need to kind of get a time frame for what we're looking at. Bitcoin cycles. Like I say, it repeats itself every 4 years. It's already successfully completed 2 exact cycles. That means that we have a 75% chance that it will happen exactly the same again. So if we take a look at the chart behind me, you can see if we just add the exact same thing that happened after the last Bitcoin bull cycle, add it to this one, guess what? It lines up so perfectly. It lines up in these orange lines. It lines up to pretty much an exact top that I put there a long time ago. It just lines up so perfectly that it seems uncanny. So maybe that'll happen, maybe that won't happen. But not only that, we also have to look at when this time frame is going to happen. I always go back to this chart by trading shot. Again, this has been right 2 times before, so 75% chance it'll happen this time, where 51% of the bull run happens before, 49% after. Now, because of this, that would put the end of the bull run somewhere around the end of September, beginning of October 2021. Now, back to fireside chat. We have to talk about what the strategy has to be with this type of thing. Because if we know that up until probably, we'll say October 2021, for the next 8 months that is, we're going to be having a bull run. Bitcoin price is going to surge. There will be consolidation periods in that time, but for the most part, the price is going to go up. So in that time, we want to put as much as we can into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, specifically, I go against the grain here. I say invest primarily in Bitcoin because, as Willy Woo has shown time and time again, most altcoins are degenerators. You will never do, like literally with 99.99999% of altcoins, you will never do better than Bitcoin. It seems like you might because altcoins are popping up all the time on CoinMarketCap, but that doesn't mean anything. Bitcoin is the one that's actually going up over the long term. And people were like, but Cardano, it's doing so good right now. Take a look at the overall chart of Cardano. It's down like 100x in terms of Bitcoin comparative from where it was years ago. It ain't ever coming back to that. Most altcoins are degenerators. A select few are oscillators, but for the most part, you want to be mostly in Bitcoin. Sure, pick some altcoins. Gamble a little bit. Everybody wants to gamble. Everybody wants to be the person who made... Listen, you don't hear about like the Cardano millionaire. You just don't. You hear about the Bitcoin millionaire. I have a feeling anyone who's invested in Bitcoin in the next couple of years will probably be a millionaire from it. Because this cycle could be a different cycle than previous cycles. I mean, this cycle we have something happening that didn't happen in previous cycles. It was beginning to start to happen around ICO Mania of 2017, but it never fully happened. And what I'm talking about here is the large institutions coming in. We had MicroStrategies yesterday presenting to 1,400 companies. Each of these companies likely to invest $500 million in Bitcoin. What does that do? That doesn't immediately impact the price because they have to do over-the-counter sales. Anytime you buy more than $2 million of Bitcoin, you pretty much do it over the counter. Otherwise, it's just going to totally decimate the price. So these guys, when they're doing it, they do it over the counter, which means it doesn't actually influence the price immediately. What it does is it influences the supply. Decreases the supply, demand stays the same. Guess what? Price has to go up because of that. Now, that's going on one hand. Another thing that's going on right now is something that Willy Woo just posted the other day. The distribution is changing dramatically. Okay? Bitcoin whales are becoming a thing of the past. This dark blue area behind me, that is Bitcoin whales. You can see back from 2012 to 2018, it was very heavy. But those Bitcoin whales are selling out, and the largest growing area is the small and medium holders. Retail investors, people like you or me. But also, if we take a look at this lighter blue area, we have these whales, likely institutions buying. And as you can see here, it's a bit flared out. Recently, institutions are buying a lot. We see that specifically when we take a look at the outflows from Coinbase Pro. Now, we have these giant lines, like this just happened January 31st, giant outflow, 15,000 Bitcoin outflowed from Coinbase Pro to Coinbase custody. That means they have yet another institutional buyer. They're taking it from traders, they're giving it to institutions. That means when traders start buying again, the price is going to go up that much faster. So, back to the strategy of what to do. We want to accumulate as much as possible from now until October. Then, likely after October, there's going to be a sell-off. We're going to find a peak somewhere, be it 70,000, 100,000, 150,000, 250,000, 300, 500,000, somewhere. It's difficult to tell exactly where it'll be, but we'll find that peak, and then all of a sudden, a lot of people are going to start selling, and then once a lot of people start selling, more people start selling. However, this is the difference in this cycle from previous cycles, is that this cycle we have big hodlers. We have the large institutions. They didn't just buy Bitcoin to sell it immediately. They bought Bitcoin as their Bitcoin strategy for years to come to protect them against hyperinflation that's going on in the currency. So, with that being said, yes, sell probably starting August, September, October, throughout the end of the year, because we have to remember also that October and December are some of the best performing months for Bitcoin. The best months for Bitcoin are May, June, October, and December. That's when Bitcoin has the biggest pumps. So those are the times when, likely, you may want to sell. Now, as you're selling into that, price will probably come back down. Maybe you sold for a profit, maybe the price comes back down, maybe you want to buy more at that point. Well, another handy indicator is what's right behind me, the psychology of a market cycle. And as you can see here, for people who have been through an entire market cycle, and I can say at this point, I think I've been through an entire market cycle. Because when I first got into Bitcoin in the beginning of 2017, it was like optimism and then belief. And it was like, ooh, things are getting good. It kind of felt like how we're feeling right now. Like, ooh, this is going to be good. You probably want to get your ducks in a row because this is going to be good. And this was like when Bitcoin was less than $2,000. It was like, ooh, this is the time you definitely want to get in. And then before you knew it, in like a couple months, it went from belief to thrill to euphoria. And everybody was like, Bitcoin is the best thing from sliced bread. Like, people didn't even know how to pronounce Bitcoin. They were calling them Bitty coins. They were calling Litecoin Litcoin. They were calling Ripple Ripples. Like, they didn't know what the hell they were talking about, but they were buying it because you just bought it and then the next day it doubled. Like, simple as that. We're not there yet. But I think we're towards this like optimism and belief area. Time to get fully invested. I mean, I'm making this video for you guys. Time to get fully invested. And then we're going to reach out at euphoria. When euphoria hits, when everybody you know, when people who are not in Bitcoin right now are telling you, like, you don't know a damn thing about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, when they're telling you, they're like, you need to get involved. Like when your parents and their friends are telling you, like, maybe you should buy some of those crypto shares. When they're saying that, start selling. That's just like, whew, that's time. So, in a nutshell, what's my strategy? Don't sell all of it. I mean, I don't, because here's the thing. This is going to change money for decades to come. Bitcoin is revolutionary. Bitcoin is going to do for money what the internet did for communication. It's revolutionizing it. So definitely don't sell all of it. But capture your profits, invest heavily now, start selling around September through December, and then you'll have a Merry Christmas, and you'll be able to buy the next dip, if it even happens. Because who knows? If a lot of institutions come in, we may never see dips again. Unlikely. All markets go through downturns. But we may not see the 90% dip that we've seen previously with the whales unloading. So guys, that's my Bitcoin strategy for this bull run, how to become a millionaire in Bitcoin. And if you do it right, you can do it. Buy some altcoins, sure, gamble away. You might win with some. But you'd be hard-pressed to actually do better than Bitcoin. So, thank you guys for watching. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I'll catch you later.